Yo, everybody, it's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week for drroto.com. If you haven't been over to the website and checked out all the podcasts and all the stuff that's going on right now, or even stop by the subs only Discord and talk to us experts and even Dr. Roto himself popping in there to help all your last minute start sit questions for DFS. Yes, there is a slate. It's a 2-game slate. This is kind of like a Monday/Thursday, Sunday, Mondays. I love these slates because you can be very contrarian or you can go the normal superstars and go with maybe a weak defense. So we're going to build a lineup on Draftkings while I give my thoughts on how these games are going to be played out. So let's talk about Kansas City and Cincinnati. The last time Kansas City and Cincinnati played, it wasn't pretty. And that could be spelled up for a lot of reasons. But when, Mahomes had 20 points still against Cincinnati, and they only lost by a field goal. Since then, Mahomes has been on a tear, going 26, 41, and 43. If you don't think that Patrick Mahomes wants to get back to a Super Bowl that he knows he's probably not going to have to face a high caliber quarterback like Tom Brady, he's licking his chops, people. He's ready to get there. Kansas City is healthy for the most part. I know Tyrann Mathieu had some issues come up, and that's okay. That's going to be expected. But the game for Kansas City is to pass the ball. And with Cincinnati right in the middle of the pack against quarterbacks and against passing yards and everything like that, I mean, passing yards, their rank is a little worse. That's all right, but they're good against the run. The Chiefs don't run. So they play right into the Chiefs' game plan. Cincinnati isn't a pushover, though. Last time Cincinnati went in there, they definitely got them. They were the home team, of course, and Joe Burrow had 4 touchdowns, 37.8 points on DraftKings, and had pretty much a perfect game and only won by field goal. Patrick Mahomes, after last week, is clearly one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL playing right now and should be feared. However, the matchups are a little better. Kansas City's defense isn't as strong. So that means Cincinnati should be able to move the ball up and down, making another crazy game. So my prediction is going to be Kansas City 33, Cincinnati 27. Kansas City is going to the Super Bowl. Ooh, yeah. Let's move over to the Rams and the 49ers. Now, we all know I'm a huge Rams fan, and we all know that us Ram fans have been taking our lickings to the San Francisco 49ers practically all year, and also for the last 3 years. It's been devastating as a Rams fan, knowing that even last year we could have had better seating and everything, but we just blew those games at San Francisco against them, and they were injured. We lost to an injured team that hardly had anybody playing for them. We got punked. Well, this Rams team doesn't look like they want to get punked. And they really showed up. They showed Tampa Bay. Now, I know that they fumbled and had some ball control issues at the end of the game, and it allowed Tampa Bay to get back in it. But that game never really was that close, but they almost lost it. That's why you don't count out a quarterback like Tom Brady. Now, Stafford, of course, in his games against San Francisco, he had his last game out. He had 3 touchdowns, went for 19.5 points. He did have 2 interceptions. That is very crucial. Going back to the other game he played, he had 11 points. Now, that was in San Francisco. Only 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He can make a mistake. So that's 1 pick. But he can't get into the 2-3 interception zones with San Francisco. We all seen what happened to Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Jones was tearing it up, and they couldn't even get in the end zone, and then they missed the field goal, and look what happened at the end of the game. They got punked, and it was like right about in that fourth quarter, I'm like, San Francisco's going to win this game. So that's the intensity they're going to bring. This right here is the NFC West big matchup. This is going to be a defensive game, and that means that the Rams are going to have to run the ball, play ball control offense, but yes, take shots down the field. I know that there are some injuries people are looking at. Of course, Debo seems fine. Trent Williams says he's going to play, but that's not my forte. We're not here to talk about injuries. We're here to talk about the teams. Now, going over to Garoppolo, his games against the Rams have been just superb. I mean, 17 points, but he threw 2 picks last time. And then when you go back to the other game, he didn't throw any picks, but he threw 2 touchdowns, 15 points. So that's about what you're going to get with Jimmy G. The 49ers ran all over the Rams. And if you don't think that the Rams are going to stop the run this time, then you are sadly mistaken. The Rams are going to dominate, and they're not going to be like they were the last time we seen them when they were up 17-0. And Sean McVay ran his little baby right up on that field and started cheering away. And then we got smoked. And that was a timing issue too, because of them getting the ball after the half, us not really caring much at the end of that second quarter and allowing them to get close. And then they came out, of course, after the half and had that score, which made everything pretty much even and punked the Rams and then put the Rams on a different spot. The Rams cannot let people come back like that. And we're doing it with turnovers and everything like that. So the Rams are going to button that up this time. The Rams are going to go after the 49ers. The home crowd is not going to be a joke. And the Rams are going to win 23-16 in L.A., giving it a Kansas City, Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl. Ooh, yeah. That's how we're going to do it. All right, team. Let's get over to DraftKings. Oh, there's 4 quarterbacks, okay? You got 5,400 Jimmy G, all the way up 7,400 Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow at 6,600 is probably going to be the hot play because most likely he's going to get his points. He's going to get near 300 yards. He's going to get at least 2 touchdowns, maybe 3. But is that going to be enough to offset what happened last week? I had Josh Allen in one of my lineups, but he didn't matter that you had him. His price also put a strain on your lineup for DraftKings or FanDuel, especially DraftKings. So now you got this. So, of course, I'm going to make a Ram lineup. So we're going to go immediately Stafford and Akers because that's how the Rams are going to go. You got to put Mixon in because Kansas City is soft against the run. But with Mixon, when you go back to the game, Mixon got 12 carries, 46 yards. He had 7 catches. Over the past games, let's going all the way back to week 16 against Baltimore. We're looking at 18 rushes, 65 yards, 6 catches, 70 yards, 12 rushes, 46 yards, 7 catches, 40 yards. Then 17 rushes, 48 yards, 4 catches, 28. Then we got last week for 14 for 54, the touchdown, 6 and a 51. If Joe Mixon is doing this, he doesn't need the touchdown. The touchdown is well needed, though. So you definitely want to get him in your lineup. Now, Cooper Kupp and Debo is just that's not even the question. You pretty much have to have Cooper Kupp. The next question is, do you put Debo Samuel or Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce in? Now, that right there is the big thing because Tyreek finally went off, whereas Travis is always that Mr. Sturdy in the middle, 28 points, 23 points last week. He always is getting those targets. So at this point, you could go Travis Kelce, Debo Samuel if you want to. At that point, Chiefs defense, and you're going to be looking pretty broke because you're going to be looking at Juwan Jennings as your third receiver, which right now, the third receiver that I am getting in a lot of these lineups is Tyler Boyd. This time around, Tyler Boyd may be relied on a little more. Yes, in Kansas City, against the last time against Kansas City, he had 6 targets, 4 catches, and a touchdown. It's really not impressive. But what are you going to get from any of the other 4,000? I mean, Van Jefferson's got a knee problem. He'll probably play. Juwan Jennings is probably the guy a lot of people go to because he did really scorch the Rams up a little bit last time. I mean, he went 6 for 94 with 2 touchdowns. It's not going to happen this time. All right. But that 3,200 is nice. I'm not playing it. I'm getting in Tyler Boyd. And from there, you can also look at if you want to get Higgins in. So if you get Higgins in or Chase, that's your big key right there. So between Debo, Chase, Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, you got a decision to make. Now, you can take Cooper Kupp out completely and just go straight for Tyreek Hill. So you can go Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, Jamar Chase, Travis Kelsey, and that right there, I mean, you're going to have to come off of running backs a little bit. You really don't have much else. Cam Akers is going to get the carries, so that kind of helps you right there. So who goes? Who goes? Well, we all know that Jamar Chase is going to go off. Deebo doesn't really do enough for me to really play that game. So if where I go now is you could go Ayuk, who got hardly any, he got nothing last game. Like they didn't even care about him. He wasn't the game plan. So for me, you already got Chase in, you already got Hill in, you got Kelsey in. But if you come off of Kelsey and you go, because you know Tyler Higbee's going to get worked into it, you got it right there. Boom. And the next thing you know, you're going down to the 2700s and you've got nobody. Got nobody. So why we're doing this right now is you have to identify your superstars. So a lot of people are going to play a Jimmy Garoppolo lineup, 5,400, gives you that extra 1,000. That extra 1,000 actually allows you to get into the mid-level 3,000s, which is where you're going to find, you know, Demarcus Robinson. You got, you know, just not much around there. This is where you could probably roll a double tight end. So if you look at CJ Uzma, and the last time they played Kansas City, he got 6 targets, 4 catches. He's been a big part of the offense. He's definitely a tight end that you want to get in there. So when you look at that right there, you go back and you go to Jimmy Garoppolo, you got this lineup. You got Jimmy G, Cam Akers, Joe Mixon, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, Tyler Higbee, CJ Uzama, and the Chiefs defense. Isn't that crazy? Come off the Chiefs defense, go for the Rams defense. Boom, right there. And you're playing the Rams defense against Jimmy G. Well, the Rams defense is definitely going to play up. So they're going to get points. All you need Jimmy G to do against that Rams defense is at least 250 and 2 touchdowns. That's not going to help if Patrick Mahomes throws 5 touchdowns, right? So you're really hoping that Joe Burrow plays the Joe Mixon card and keeps you there. Or at least if they're going to make, if Mahomes is going to go completely bonkers again for 40-some points, he has to throw that ball to Tyreek Hill the way he did last game. And that will help you, and that will give you the good fade. And at the double tight end, you're only looking for targets. This is pretty much a safe lineup. So you're going to play this in a 50-50. And that's how we're going to roll today. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Tomorrow, get ready for some football. Kansas City, L.A.Rams, horns up, Ram Nation. Let's go. And catch Dr. Roto tomorrow on the Sirius XM Fantasy. He will be there. He's going to be answering questions, talking. He's going to have all sorts of experts in. You got to watch the show. If you smell to bring the pain, that heat override just dropped. Ooh, yeah.